Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? Oh, I was not set up. Should be better now. I think that's back on. I don't know why that just went off, to be honest. But thank you. That's a bit concerning that just went off out of nowhere. Yeah, okay then. That's a bit weird. So I was saying that it's Croatia, Albania today, which is going to be a really good one. It's going to be a really good one because both teams have got to go for this win, right? It's better with no audio. Yeah, well, maybe it's better without you in the chat. Who knows? But yeah, both teams have got to win, and obviously Albania are not going to get a better chance than this. They're not going to believe they can beat Spain more than they can beat Croatia. So they've got to go for it. Croatia have to put in a better performance. You can see that with the amount of changes they've made. That side, obviously Perisic is now in. Now it's on. Excellent. I'm glad it is working. Obviously Perisic in at left back is quite bold and attacking. They've obviously moved Guardiola back into the middle, as well as Darlic bringing in Petkovic up front, who is someone he tends to turn to when he needs it. He obviously scored that crucial goal in Qatar against Brazil to take the match to penalties that they obviously went on to win. And he turns to him when he needs players he can trust. Budamir's been the one that scored a lot of goals this year in La Liga, but he's put him on the bench, and it's now up to Petkovic to be the one to find the goals, really. Obviously, the midfield trio has stayed the same, but I think that goes without saying, really, when you've got players of those quality. And Ray Minaj is in up front for Albania ahead of Broja, which is strange, to say the least. That's surprising. And it looks like Badrami's probably going to be shifted over to the left to make that happen. Badrami, obviously the goal scorer as well the other night against Italy. He got that goal after 23 seconds or whatever it was. I didn't actually watch that match because I was on the plane, but yeah, that was a hell of a start, to be honest. That was a hell of a start. But how are we enjoying the tournament? It's been pretty action-packed so far. Some of the matches, both matches yesterday were excellent. The Turkey one was so entertaining. I mean, both teams just going for it, absolutely hell for leather. No inverted fullbacks, nothing like that. Just taking shots from wherever they could. Yeah, pretty obscene game, really. And then Portugal, Czech Republic was excellent. Again, Czechia really good. I've obviously picked them as my surprise team for this tournament. Not a lot of hype around them, but I thought they were really, really good. And unlucky in the end, obviously, to lose. There we go. Unfortunately for you, you're stuck with me in this chat throughout. Okay, thank you everyone for watching. That's the end of the stream. Oh dear. Dear. I'm getting a very strange advert at the moment. So the match is 10 minutes away. The teams will soon be heading on to the pitch. The anthems will be sung. And yeah, this is going to be a lively one, to say the least. This is going to be a very lively one. Because both teams need to win. And straight after, later, Germany, Hungary and Scotland, Switzerland. both Hungary obviously lost their opening game very surprisingly. Very poor Hungary in that first game, weren't they? And now they've got to play Germany, and you fear that they're probably going to lose this one, and to be on 0 points after 2 games, it's going to be tricky. And Scotland will feel desperate that if they can get a point, at the very least, that will put them in good stead. But they're going to have to massively improve after Friday night showing. I mean, it was just embarrassing, wasn't it? Really, the Scotland showing. It was just horrendous, to say the least. I was almost angry watching it at how disappointing they were. It was like they thought Tony Kroos had retired. It was like they thought it was like they didn't understand how Germany was going to play. They've known about this match for 6 months since the draw was made. It's the longest time you're ever going to get to prepare for a match, and they couldn't have looked any more unprepared. How much did you pay Portugal to make the Czechs look good? They're just good. They're a different style of team, and I think that's what I really like about them. That's what I really, really like about the Czech Republic. Is they're playing a different style that's not really being seen. I think that's really gonna be to their advantage. Switzerland were just too good on the ball versus Hungary, and their pressing was excellent as well. They were excellent. Their passing, you're absolutely right, was sublime. Through the lines, the positions they were taking up on the pitch, and again, being in those half spaces and things like that, was just excellent. And Duo up front, he was really good. And obviously Brill and Bolo came on late on in the match, and he was really good as well. And they just looked like they had goals throughout, really. And I think they're going to win today. I think they're going to win today. I think they will beat Scotland. I just think they're a better team than Scotland. Hey, how long have you been back, and are you going back at any point? I would love to go back, but I can't. I'd love to. No, I came back last night. Big sad to be back. Although I had the most eventful trip I think anyone has ever had in such a short amount of time, really. Yeah, it was incredible out there. I loved it. Obviously, I went to both Frankfurt and Stuttgart, both host cities. Really, really good. Very different as well, which was cool. Yeah, sadly not going back. Scotland was still on the plane against Germany. I mean, it's kind of seemed like it, right? I'm so sure that Steve Clarke just must have thought that Tony Kroos had retired, because they just let him do what he wanted. No closing down any time he had the ball. Just allowed him to pick passes at will, and of course he's going to do that. And then you get the ball to Musiala and Florian Wirtz, and they can do stuff in tight spaces. It's simple as that. As well as having two physical strikers in both Havertz and Füllkrug, both of whom were superb on the night. Havertz was really, really good, and then Füllkrug comes off the bench and he's also brilliant. And that team's looking really good. I mean, obviously every team's played once now, and you'd have to say Germany is probably up there for the best team of the tournament so far. Especially when, obviously, so many of the other big hitters have underperformed. England and France were not good. Portugal were, iffy last night, to say the least. Belgium obviously lost. Spain were good. Fair enough. Obviously, Croatia were poor. Italy were not great. The Netherlands were not great. The trip was good for the 3 hours you weren't basically dead. Yeah. I mean, it was a bit longer than that, but yeah, obviously I was ill while I was out there. And not in an alcohol way, because I don't drink. Yeah, so that was pretty horrible. Basically, I was very ill before I left with a migraine. I had the migraine, awful, then flew out to Germany, and then had another one while I was out there that left me laying in my hotel bedroom, which was good. which was good. But when I was feeling alright, it was good. The day I had in Stuttgart was unbelievable. I loved it. I went to Slovenia versus Denmark, and it was a fantastic game. I was in the Slovenian end, and it was electric in there. And when they scored that equaliser, it was a hell of a moment. A hell of a moment. Hugging random middle-aged Slovenian men. It was excellent. We're on to the anthems now. I need to be ready to get my little scoreboard, or sorry, should I say, the little time clock going. It's a nice anthem, the Albania one. I'm a fan. Any score predictions for this one? I can't remember what I've put. I've been doing the predictions in the Euro 2024 app, and I'm gonna have a quick look, see what I put. I think maybe 2-1. Yeah, 2-1 I've put, and I've put Kovacic to score first. I don't really know why, because he doesn't really score goals, but there we go. You never know. 2-1 Croatia, and they need it as well. 1-0 Albania, that'd be quite something. I was a little bit down on Croatia anyway before the tournament started, which didn't go down well with many Croatian viewers, but yeah. The match with Italy, I still feel is going to be the crucial one, really. 2-1 Croatia, yeah, I'm feeling the same way. Their quality should really come through, and I think a lot of what happened against Spain was of their own doing. They made mistakes, and that's what caused problems for them. And I think they can rectify them. Their main problem really was the wing backs were too high. When you've got the playing against the wingers that Spain have, right? In Yamal and Nico Williams and all that, leaving that amount of space was the wrong decision. And yeah, obviously Guardiola had been absolutely decimated in the FA Cup final by Garnacho, and then the same thing happened against another tricky winger. So yeah, it was the right. I think it's the right call to have moved him back into the centre half. A draw would be the worst result for either team. It would be pretty bad, yeah, for both teams. Both teams need a win, really. Again, like I say, Albania are going to believe this is their best chance, and Croatia are also going to see this is the game they have to win. So this should be a really good one. Belgium, very disappointing. Belgium were so disappointing. I was watching that one in the fan park. I was actually sat next to a Belgian and 2 Slovakians for that match, as well as two people from Denmark. And the guy supporting Belgium was just, his head was in his hands. Just the whole second half, his just head in his hands. And I know they had 2 disallowed goals, but they actually created very little as well. Yeah, I mean, they were disappointing, obviously, that they had 2 goals ruled out for VAR, which was a shame. But yeah, these things happen. I was hopeful for Croatia, then I saw the match against Spain and realised they were a team that were done for this tournament. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Belgium look horrible. They do. They do, which is really odd because I think Tedesco's got them playing some good stuff on the lead up to this tournament. But it's just not really happened, and that looked like that performance against Slovakia looked like the same sort of performances we were seeing at the World Cup when they went out in the group. You know, they looked almost devoid of ideas of how to get it in. Yo, man, how are we doing? Good afternoon. We're about to head for kickoff now. Let's get the timer going as it lines up with me, so you know where I am in relation to what's going on. Here we... Come on. 3, 2, 1. Here we go then. We're off for our second match in Group B, as in the second game week of Group B, should I say. Croatia versus Albania. Both teams on 0 points. Both teams need a victory. Really, they need a victory to keep their tournament hopes alive. Currently watching this while finishing my last uni assignment. Help. You're nearly there. It's nearly over. It's in June. You're nearly done with uni. You're nearly there, my man. Onana and Amadou are 2 number 6s. De Bruyne just isn't feeling it. Oh, hang on. There's half a chance here already. Croatia down the line. Kramaric. Poor ball. Yeah, De Bruyne was really, really poor, wasn't he? You do worry a little bit about his fitness, really. He's obviously had quite a few injuries in the last couple of years, and he didn't look 100% in that match. I thought Onana was okay. But again, they might want to. I think they might want to look at maybe bringing in Mangala or Tillemans or something like that. They're gonna have to make changes anyway. And Trossard, by the way, was horrendous. I have another year of this torture, which I'm paying for. I have 2 uni degrees, both of which I don't use, so I sort of know where you're coming from, to be honest. Yeah. Well, we've gone 2 minutes without a goal here, so Albania are doing nowhere near as good as they are against Italy. Eastern European teams are really stepping up this tournament, yeah. Apart from Ukraine, who were incredibly disappointing, but they were playing Romania, of course. Yeah, also Eastern European. Romania were incredible, absolutely incredible. It was so good to watch Romania. It was like they were having their own sort of goal of the season or goal of the tournament competition. It was really good fun. Can one reach the semis? Yeah, why not? Romania could win this group. Sorry, not this group. Could win Group E. Certainly possible. And in terms of some other ones, see, Slovakia were good as well in that group. I don't know if you'd really class them as Eastern European. They were quite good as well. And Turkey looked good against Georgia for the most part. Obviously conceded a few chances. Ooh. Serbia and Austria to reach the semis. Yes, I'm off my head. I'm sticking with that. There's no chance Serbia reach the semis. Austria played okay. Didn't really create anything. I mean, France were incredibly disappointing, obviously. But, yeah, I don't see that. But I'm a guy who's predicted the Czech Republic to reach the semis, so there we go. Romania and Turkey, both very impressive, yeah. Romania, probably my favourite of the first game week in terms of watching them. They're really good. I knew they were good going into it. There was never really a concern on the defensive front. They'd been so good in qualifying in regards to their defence. My worry always was, where's the goals going to come from? I know Stanisu's really creative and things like that, and I quite like Dennis Mann as well, but I just did not see that level of performance coming from them. And I did worry that sort of the occasion might be a bit too much, really. But yeah, they were excellent. Count all the ex-commie. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough. It's sort of hard to put a split on it. When I was in Bratislava last year, and I was at the Slavin War Memorial, I think it's called, and it's basically a memorial to the Soviet Union and their help in World War Two. And I was stood there, and it's on the top of a hill, and it's vast, right? It's really really quite something to be there and watch it standing so tall in front of you. And being there and seeing, a tribute to Russian soldiers and things like that. But then you go down into Bratislava and it's Ukrainian flags everywhere. And I really felt there, I feel like I'm in the centre of Europe. I feel like I'm in the split between West and East here, which is interesting. I'm an Argentine with a Croat soul. Fair enough. Croatia are a lot of people's favourites. I mean, I love Croatia. Let's not beat around the bush. I've made a lot of videos on Croatia at this point. I am big fans of their story, and I love that area in terms of history. I love Yugoslavian history. Croatia are my pick to win it all. That would be something. If they came from losing their opening game 3-0 to winning this tournament, that would be a hell of a comeback from them. What's your opinion on Phil Foden and the criticism he's getting from the media? Um, yeah, it was overplayed. Don't get me wrong, he didn't play well, but he is playing out of position. And loads of players didn't play well in that match. Loads of the England team were not very good. Um, so these things happen. Southgate has to make a decision whether he wants to keep him there or whether he wants to move him onto the right, and then maybe you have to bench Saka. I think one of them has to start on the bench. Quite simply, it has to. Serbia, Austria made England and France life hard. They did, and it was obvious, really, in regards to um, England that it caused problems. Because if you looked at the warm-up games against Bosnia and against Iceland, those tactics caused England problems. And France were caused problems by Canada in the same sort of way. So, yeah, both teams were very reliant on individual quality to bail them out. Foden needs Shaw to perform. I agree. I think Trippier on at left back is a mistake. And yes, I completely agree that Tyreek Mitchell should have been called up. I'd actually rather see Joe Gomez start a left back over Trippier because at least he can just sit in. He can sit in, shuffle across, form a three. That will allow Kyle Walker to get forward, who, by the way, I don't think should be playing either. I think we should be starting Trent at right back with Adam Wharton in midfield. I think that's probably the better balanced option. Again, Southgate's not going to do that. And that's on him to do something he thinks is going to work. In my opinion, Cole Palmer should be starting the games. I don't think I agree. I like Cole Palmer a lot. He's obviously a goal scorer. I'm very surprised he didn't come on. I'll say that much. Again, I don't think he really fits very neatly, and he hasn't had a lot of time. Trippier's finished. Yeah, I think there's good evidence of that for the last 6 months of the Premier League season. He was poor. He was poor by his own standards. Free kick for Croatia here. Modric whipping it in. Headed away comfortably by Albania. It's been a slow start to this one. Albania tried coming forward and it was defended quite well. But yeah, I do fear for the England tactics. A lot of people were sort of saying, especially after the France result, it's like it doesn't matter. The result was all that matters. We can build into this tournament. And whilst I think there's some truth in that, I thought it was concerning, and I'm thinking this is the same concerns now I've had for months that this team doesn't quite work in the way that he wants to do it. But we'll see. The problem is with that is we probably won't be found out until the knockout stages, and by which point it'll be too late. Yeah, the fact Trippier's still there is a sign of bad planning, really. I think Tyreek Mitchell should have been in the team. Not that I think he's not the greatest left back in the world by any means, but that, especially his partnership with Gay as well. Albania, nice pass here. Yeah, Sutalo's made a mess of this. Albania just putting on some nice pressure at the minute. Last couple of minutes. Croatia really pegged back. 10 minutes on the clock. Good ball in. Good ball in. It's 1-0. It's 1-0 to Albania. It's Lacey with it. The man who has come into this starting 11, didn't play the other game, didn't start, and he has found the back of the net. It's a great cross. I mean, the marking is horrendous. I'm not sure if it's Sutalo. I'm not sure if it's Guardio. I'm not sure which one. But it was just nice sustained pressure there for a couple of minutes. And the ball's over to the right, cutting to the left, and he just drifts into the box. Just drifts in. Gets his header. Livakovic, a little bit of paper mache hands, dare I say. But Asani just sort of cuts onto his left, whips it in. It's a perfect cross, just dying, just to be nodded on, and that's what he did. And Albania take the lead, just as they did against Italy, and they needed this. Who said that it'd be 1-0 Albania? We're 11 minutes in. Gay and Mitchell, that shows how much Southgate wanted Maguire to come. Exactly, right? When really we should have gone with the likes of Gay. With Gay and Mitchell, that would have been a lot better. Livakovic is not on top of his game. Indeed, I think that's fair to say. I think Dalic will stick with him though. Are you going Saka on the left and Walker on the left in that system? Or Saka on the right and Walker on the right? Because it could be either way. For me, I think Trent should be starting. He'd actually be one of my first names on the team sheet, but he'd be in at right back. I think in terms of building up play, be it crossfield balls or just balls in behind, I think if you go something like Trent on the right and Joe Gomez on the left, then Trent can step up into midfield to play passes and they shuffle across. Stones can play right centre back. Gay in the middle, big, strong, physical, and then Joe Gomez shuffling across at left centre back. And that's balanced. With Rice sitting, because then you could even go something like Conor Gallagher, which I don't think is going to be very popular, but it would provide energy up and down the pitch. Livakovic has Poppadom hands whenever I've used him on FIFA. He's sort of had a little bit of Poppadom hands there, to be quite honest, but I'm not going to fully blame it. I think the market was a lot more at fault than him. Arda Güler looked incredible yesterday. He was good, and he is exciting, isn't he? After an injury-hit season, there's always a little bit of a worry, but he looked fun. He looked fun, to say the least. It was a joy to watch him in that match. I watched that match on the plane home, which is quite something. That felt really cool that I was able to do that. Ooh, Albania hit the side netting. It was Badrami cutting in from the left onto his right foot. Goes for a low shot at the near post. Drifts through. Looks like I'm pretty sure the keeper would have had it covered this time around. Southgate was serving 3 tournaments in 3 years, made him too loyal to certain players, but I think he mentally checked out the England job after the Euro final loss to Italy. I think there was a very big reluctance. Corner, shot back in, cleared. Corner. Sorry. Let me regain composure of my thoughts. I think he never wanted to build again. I think he's going to be leaving at the end of this tournament, no matter what, because I don't think he wants to rebuild. I don't think he wants to start taking players out. I think there's a very good reason the likes of Trippier are still there, and the likes of Henderson would have been there really if he could have done. If he really could have got away with it, he probably would have had him. Albania in again. There's going to be a little bit of controversy there. That was a high boot. That will be checked. I don't think it's going to be given. Well, I have to have a look at that. Will you be doing any Copa live streams? I'd say probably not. Probably not. Because I'm back to work next week full time. So that would be tricky for me. Croatia are cool-headed and used to being below on the scoreline this game, so there's a long way to go. 100%. 100%. 100%. Ask Brazil. Ask Brazil. Juranovic with a long throw here. He's been brought back into the side. Headed away, bouncing around. Nothing doing. Now, Croatia really need to keep their composure as well. This tournament's not been going their way. And they can't now start getting desperate. They've got to believe that the quality can bring them back into the game without needing to chase it. Social media storm over the penalty defeat, and who took those penalties made Southgate become stubborn. You have to blame the FA for being too loyal to him. I think the FA, realistically speaking... Oh, no, you're absolutely right. I forgot to change the scoreboard. And that is a great point. Let me do that. Happy? Is everyone happy now? There we go. I think the FA doesn't really want to have to make big decisions. They have a manager, and this is sort of the same with like Roy Hodgson going back that far, Capello. Like even when they fail at the tournament, it's like free kick headed away. They don't really want to make big decisions. They're just happy to leave people in charge and not have to make the big decisions themselves. It's about a minute delay, so there's probably not that much of a delay in terms of me reading chat, but I'm also watching it on a delay because I'm watching it online. Headed away. So yeah, there's probably about a minute delay in terms of what's happening. But if you're watching it online, you can pause it and then we can watch it at the same speed, then that's probably preferable. Croatia, the Atletico Madrid of international football. A little bit. I don't think they're cross in from Perisic, headed away. They're not quite as robust, I don't think, as Atletico Madrid. I don't think you'd see the likes of Modric playing for Atletico Madrid. Albania again on the counter-attack here. Bajrami running through. Oh, Sutalo just about does enough to get back. And Livakovic clears it long. And again, that was just another reminder as Croatia are now in behind. I don't know if it's Kramaric on the ball. Shot from distance from Kovacic. Kramaric on the left inside the area. Back to Kovacic trying to get the shot away. To Brozovic. Wide. That was better from Croatia. And it actually came from them nearly being counted on themselves. Let's move that over. Oops. Now I'm really messing things up. I'm trying to move the score to look a bit better. There we go. Hold the score on. One overhead kick by Modric. I don't know if you're trolling there. That could be a real thing. I don't know. Albania are loving a counter attack, to be honest. The jubilant scenes there is something else. That was a nice flick by Modric there. Croatia coming forward again. Perisic, keeper, very alive there. I like that. Modric has to retire international duties after this tournament. I mean, probably, but who knows? The World Cup's only 2 years away. He'll only be, 40 then? I think he's 38 now, isn't he? I think he will retire. I think a lot of them won't be around again. I don't think Cristiano will be around again. So, I think that's probably it. I think we're overdue a little bit of the changing of the guard. I think Southgate will be gone. I think Darlich will be gone. I think Deschamps may leave. I mean, he's got a contract until the World Cup. Be really interesting to see. I mean, what would you say Deschamps' legacy is, say, if France go out in the quarterfinals? At that point, after 12 years in charge, okay, they won the World Cup. But does his legacy really hold up, given the talent at France's disposal? To have only won one World Cup or Euros? I mean, Pepe is still here, and he is a very young 41 years old, isn't he? Messi will be at the 20. I think Messi will be there as well, to be honest. Not that I think he should be. A lot of Croatian players are heading for international retirement. Yeah. Yeah. That's entirely true. They could miss the 2026 World Cup. I think it's going to be quite hard purely because there's 48 teams. Why were Portugal playing 3-5-2? Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. That's Martinez is an overthinker, and I tell you one thing, he's a waffler as well. You look at Portugal, and you watch the match, and you go, "Oh, hang on, Modric's coming through." Well, actually, it wasn't Modric. Anyway, you watch the Portugal game, you think, oh, Portugal weren't very good. Martinez, you get rubbish. And then you listen to Martinez talk, and by the end of it, you end up agreeing with him. You end up going, well, fair enough, yeah, now that he said it like that, yeah, spot on. But he's not. I think if Martinez fails at this tournament as well, and I mean, he has to reach at least the semi-finals, otherwise he should be sacked, because this Portugal team is really good and they do not want to waste this generation on Roberto Martinez. Only 16 European UEFA sides qualify, yes. 13 before. Yeah, because what was funny was that Italy still wouldn't have qualified if there had been a 48-team World Cup. They still wouldn't have made it, which is quite funny. Chance again for Croatia, ball whipped in, Perisic doesn't win the header. And it's been ruled as a foul as well. Martinez was not a manager, he'd be a PR guy. He really would. The guy knows how to waffle. He's what the kids call a yapper, I think. An absolute yapper. Albania will be happier with this first half, not just because they're ahead, also just in the way they played. They've caused issues for Croatia, and they will continue to do so playing like this. I do wonder how much the lack of mobility in Croatia's midfield is really hindering them. The energy in there is not great. That's an aging midfield, all of whom I think are above 30 now. Brozovic and Modric obviously are, but I think Kovacic is around 30. But he's never been the most agile midfielder anyway. Good ball in. Croatia, Petkovic over the bar. I think he was offside anyway. But he did head it over the bar. Linesman didn't call it, but I'm rewatching it now. Cross in. He was onside. Won the header, went over the bar. I know it's not the Euros, but I'm surprised to see in the AFCON World Cup qualifiers Nigeria losing the group. Yeah, Nigeria have been awful. Like, truly awful. I've not caught any of the matches. I've only watched highlights and things like that. They've been awful. Rwanda currently in first place. It would be fantastic if a nation like Rwanda could make it to the 2026 World Cup. Rwanda playing in New York, like that's just awesome. Or playing at the Azteca Stadium, that'd be fantastic. Croatia so slow. Yeah, big problem, right? And even on the wings, it's not much better. Kramaric, yeah, a little bit about him, but then when you look at Perisic and things like that, and they're not playing Stanisic today, and you just think you need some pace. Only 4 points behind the lead of Avsak, their manager, indeed. Probably should have gone. Who's wearing Mario boots? One of the Albanian players' boots has Super Mario on it. I think it's Ray Minaj. Free kick whipped in Albania. It's poor. Romania looked great. Ukraine also lacked pace. Yeah. Ooh, little bit of a defensive mix-up there between Livakovic and Juranovic, I think. But they got away with it. Yeah, Romania looked great. Romania were excellent. That was one of my favourite matches of game week 1. And they were my favourite team of game week 1. They were just so fun to watch. They were excellent. They scored 3 great goals, played really well. It was excellent to see that. Comoros top of their group as well. Yeah, and they've been getting better in more recent years as well, the likes of those island nations in Africa. Definitely. Oh, Albania just about not getting done there. They're playing really well, Albania. Aslani is a wonderful talent. Big fan, doing really well. Looks really, really, really good in this team. He's popping up everywhere. Albania on the attack again, right hand side. Asani with the ball in. It's out and it's over the bar. It might be Aslani actually with the boots. It was Hysaj with the shot. It was very wild. Romania looked like 2018 Croatia. I might start backing them. They're good. I'm excited to watch them again. Who have they got next? They play Belgium next. Belgium. If you're a Belgium fan, you've got to be a little bit worried about that. Who was the midfielder who played in goal for Comoros AFCON? I can't remember. I actually don't remember that either. Oh, very nice footwork there. From the Croatia number 17. I'm not sure who that was. Oh, it's Petkovic. It's going to be really interesting, the 2026 World Cup, with seeing just what nations end up there. There could be some really rogue nations making it for the first time, which is great. I am a supporter of the expanded tournament. You are all very clearly ahead of me. I think I'm about to watch it now. Albania counter-attacking. Oh, ball slips through two of them. It's a great save. It's a really good save by Livakovic, to be fair. And they needed that. Defenders were sliding all over the place there. And I tell you what, Croatia need a shake-up because Albania are turning the screw here. They are turning the screw. And this tournament is very close to running away from. They go 2-0 down, and that is potentially tournament ending. Can't wait to see Mbappe with a face mask. How brilliant would it be if he was actually dressed as a Ninja Turtle? That's like a new era, isn't it? Face mask Mbappe. Vardy always ghosted. Yeah. Yeah, but that's sort of how he ended the season, really, with Manchester City. Whipped in cross. Oh, terrible. He ended the season with Man City quite poorly. He was brilliant in like March when he was suddenly getting loads of plaudits and everyone's like, "Oh, this guy's really good." He's almost like, a £90 million defender probably should be. But in the FA Cup final, and he was poor, really poor. Garnacho tore him apart. Maybe Croatia will turn to Vida. He himself has got to be about 40. So around 10-15 minutes to half time. It's been a great half for Albania. Absolutely brilliant. Croatia need to hope they can go in at least 1-0 down. Sorry, at most 1-0 down. Because they are not at it. This has not been what we've been used to from Croatia. John Stones was shocking in the FA Cup final. Yeah, he wasn't great. He wasn't great. Although I thought he played quite well against Serbia, to be fair. As did Gay. I think both of them together did very well against some physical forwards, obviously, that Serbia have, and different styles. You know, having to deal with Mitrovic, and then the next thing, Tadic is on the pitch, or Jovic, or Vlahovic. You know, that's hard. That's hard, having all the different profiles to have to deal with, and actually, they looked rather strong. Is only capable of passing backwards. Yeah, I mean, I've just watched him give the ball away, funnily enough. Yeah, he's not been good, and he's not offered anything, has he? He's not offered anything on the right-hand side. When Croatia have created chances, it's been through Kramaric on the other side. And Modric is beginning to drop deeper and deeper to try and pick up the ball. And actually, I don't think that's where they want him. They want him further forward. You want Brozovic deeper. This would be the worst performance since 2014, yeah? And at the moment, it looks like it's heading that way. Oh, that was rather poor clearance from Albania. Poor pass from Modric there, and just sort of holds his hands in the air as if to say, help me out. And Albania had a counter-attack moment there they could have found again. I just don't understand how Dalic has set up their defence. They're so high all the time. They're constantly running back towards their own goal. It's going to be a free kick to Croatia here. But this is something. This is something. Croatia need a moment. They need something to liven the fans up. They need something to give them some momentum. Because at the moment they're just sort of walking forward. Free kick from Modric. Cleared away by the keeper, punched away. And it's all been very, very easy for Albania to deal with, really. Albania set up very well. Which I suppose you'd expect, given their management duo of Silvino and Zabaleta. Which is one of the best management duos you're ever going to see. Oh, very nice from the Albanian left back. Mitaj. Just sort of turning around the Croatian players, eventually winning the free kick. Really nice. Looks very, very comfortable in tight spaces there. Oh dear. Kovacic's veins are absolutely pumping out of his head. Quick free kick taken. Oh, Ray Minaj could not get the touch. I can't believe he's starting as well, to be fair. Again, just walking forward, Croatia. They just sort of shape up against the Albanian defence and don't really know what to do. Again, Brozovic has just taken a shot from about 45 yards. He might as well pass it to Albania's keeper. This game has the same desperate energy as Argentina versus Mexico and Qatar. Only Croatia are playing even worse than Argentina. They need a Messi-like miracle. They do, and they've done it before. But at this stage, it'd feel very unjust. It'd feel very unjust. Albania very comfortable. And again, because they can't really up the intensity, Croatia. I don't even know what I'm watching Kramaric do at the minute. And Albania again, they're going to counter-attack. They are so high. Is any team playing a higher line than Croatia? They're ahead of the halfway line most of the time. Well, if a goal doesn't come for Croatia by like the 70th minute, then throw some money on Albania scoring again because there's so many gaps in behind. When you think, Armando Broja is likely to come on, running in behind. Doesn't have the spirit anymore. I mean, I think the main thing is they just don't have the energy anymore. I mean, they just look very downtrodden. Just wandering, not quite sure. Yeah, it's not great, is it? It is not great. Croatia on the attack once more. A little bit more intensity this time. Kramaric cuts past 2 players and now has 4 players to beat. Chips ball into the box, poor. The amount of pyro behind the goal is something else. It's just Albania are making it hard. Fair enough. But again, I just don't see where a goal is going to come from. They need a good half-time pep talk. They need a message from Christ himself or something. Oh dear. Silvino as well is really lively on the touchline. Really, really lively on the touchline. Kicking every ball. It'll be interesting to see how his managerial career progresses from here. Because this has been a really good job he's done with Albania. Obviously, Zabaleta's been part of some leadership teams as a player with Man City and West Ham. Modric, ball on the edge of the area. Stands there in front of 6 Albanians, not knowing what to do. Kramaric right side this time. Ball in, headed wide from Mayer. Are Croatia all but out if they lose this? Probably not, but they would have to beat Italy, which is not against the run of play. Italy were not themselves very good. The other game, 3 points could be enough, but it also could not. And especially with the fact their goal difference is poor. If they was to lose this 1-0, they'd be on -4. If they was to lose any more, that'd be even more problematic. Croatia had most possession and had 3 shots, but not on target. Yeah, I mean they have. They've had all the possession, but they sort of walking up the field, and then the defenders are leaving space in behind. And every time Albania nick the ball off them, you fear something's going to happen. Well, like Albania's had 6 shots and 2 on target, and that's been it. That's been it. Shaka Al-Hadhur was the guy who played in goal AFCON 2021. He was originally a left back, but had to play a knockout game in goal as they had no goalies available. I don't remember that at all. That's brilliant. That would be amazing to see at a World Cup. Who would be the best player at this tournament who, if you had to put someone in goal, you'd want to put him in goal? Maybe that Hungarian striker that everyone likes. Or Ryan Porteous of Scotland, he could probably do it. Oh, a minute to half time. I don't know if we're going to get any added time. There's not been a lot happen in regards to stoppages in play. Giroud, I guess. Yeah, Giroud would be quite good. Only lost 2-1 as well. What a hero. I remember Portsmouth playing Man United in the FA Cup about 15 years ago. And I think it was, who went in goal? They ended up winning anyway, but one of the Portsmouth players went in goal. I can't remember who it was now. I remember Sully Muntari scored the winner. Another African legend. Albania's game is really commendable. Yeah, I agree. They played really well. Really well set up by Silvino and Zabaleta. And let's not forget, they won their qualifying group. They did win their qualifying group ahead of Czech Republic, ahead of Poland. They've been solid for a while now. and it'd be a massive, massive achievement if they qualify out of this group. As Lani was looking for a shot again, cross in, headed, and Livakovic has to make another save. And again, it was a similar style of attack to the one they conceded from. Makes you think, what if North Macedonia had qualified? What if? Great flag, North Macedonia. Sheffield United once beat Arsenal in the Premier League with Phil Jagielka in goal. Yeah, I remember that. It was raining very heavily. I remember, I think he was in like a grey goalkeeping shirt, and Wenger lost his head. Was it the match Rob Holt scored as well? Croatia, ball into the box, knocked down, great save. It was offside, but that was a great save. Zabaleta, of course, there's an Argentina hand in this football masterclass. Yeah. I mean, Silvinho's the head coach, so, it's a Brazilian that's kind of masterminding it, but sure. North Korea to win the 2026 World Cup. I don't think North Korea will be there. That's half time anyway. Let's see if I can stop the old clock for half time. Good half. Good half. Oh, it was Man United that had the keeper. Oh, yes, it was. It was Rio Ferdinand. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Christian Nardo scored for. Yeah, okay, I don't remember that. I'm pretty sure I remember Rob Holt scoring against Arsenal once in a 1-0 win. Tell me that happened, because at the moment it seems like everything I'm saying is wrong. Dear. How do they change it then? Do they make changes at half time? Who have Croatia got on the bench that they can call upon? I mean, Budimir, first of all, is probably the biggest one. Ivanusek, maybe. Stanisic, probably, or Sosa. It's kind of odd. Perisic at left back's not really worked, has it? It's not really worked because Albania has caused most problems down the right. It's weird seeing Spain win a game without having most of the possession. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was the first time in decades, wasn't it? I'm not sure what the actual statistic was, but it was a long time. It was good. People have underestimated Spain this time around because of the coach. More than anything, people just seem to look at the coach and go, I don't know who that is. Spain can't be very good. Forgetting that they have so much talent, so much youthful exuberance and energy. A number 9 who scores at tournaments regularly. I don't think they're going to win it, but I don't think they're as bad as people were making out. And it didn't surprise me one bit that they were able to comfortably beat Croatia in the opening match. But the big one is tomorrow. Spain-Italy. That's just a great international fixture. I can't wait, to be honest. Kyle Walker is obviously the best keeper of all time, though, no doubt. Has World Cup ever had a true shock winner since 1970s? That's a good question. I'm now flicking through the teams in my mind. No, not really. Nothing that surprising. No. No, no, not really. Italy were a little bit surprising maybe in 2006, but nothing really that major. So obviously Italy were really poor in Euro 2004. I thought Spain would be hopeless because the rot within the federation spread into the players. Yeah, it hasn't really seemed that way though, has it? That's not really come to pass. I think Brozovic has to be subbed as well, and I think you probably need to. Uh, yeah, you need to bring on. I mean, I think Perisic has to go as well. I'll be getting Sosa on. I'll be getting Stanisic on, and then you're probably wanting someone in the midfield with a bit more energy. West Germany in '54 are probably the only big shock. Yeah, that was a major shock. So obviously everyone thought Hungary were going to wipe the floor with them. Um, yeah, that's probably is the biggest shock really. England were a bit of a shock in '66, but they were the host nation. '74 maybe because of teams. Of people loving that Dutch side. France was a bit again a bit of a surprise, I suppose, in '98. But they were the hosts. Obviously, it's their first time winning it, but they were the hosts. They had a really good team. Obviously, before it, they were awful. Earlier on in the '90s, they were horrendous. After Platini, sort of that era had gone, they were awful. They were proper rubbish. Obviously not making it and things like that. But yeah, by the time that team came around in '98, they were really good. I mean, there's the whole rumours, isn't there, of the fact they fixed it for a Brazil France final. But you have to trust the word of a of a known corrupt person to do that. So that's potentially true. That's potentially false. But yeah, it's a good point. The World Cup hasn't had a truly surprise winner, whereas obviously the Euros has of the Czech Republic. I don't think I I understand the argument that the Euros is harder than the World Cup because I think the main thing you have to say is that often the World Cup group games can be easier. But then I don't think that argument really holds up weight because I'll ask Argentina about Saudi Arabia. There's so many of those type of examples, isn't there? Ask Italy about Paraguay and New Zealand in 2010. Ask France about Mexico in 2010. I just don't think it holds up that argument. So I don't support it. Who's been the worst performing team so far, in your opinion? The worst performing team? Um, I mean, it's hard not to say Croatia at this point, but that's only because I've now watched them for a second time and they've been bad in both games. But I think after match day one, the worst performing team, Ukraine were bad, but they themselves aren't amazing. Um, I was so disappointed with Scotland. I was so disappointed with Scotland, and they was expected to win. I couldn't believe how poorly they played. I couldn't believe just how bad they were. Their game plan wound me up. I was I was angry watching it. So I think I'd say Scotland's the worst performing team so far. Euros has less games, hence why it's easier for shocks to happen. Yeah, fair enough. Saudi beating Argentina was one of the top five biggest surprises. It was crazy. That was ridiculous. Ask France about Senegal. Yeah, well, there we go. There's plenty of it. Ask England about Algeria in 2010. Ask everyone in England's group in 2014 about Costa Rica. Ask England about Costa Rica. Ask Italy about Costa Rica. I think it's a little bit of a European bias to just assume that the European nations are better. Scotland, no debate there. Yeah, they were so disappointing, weren't they, Scotland? And obviously they're playing tonight, and I'm expecting so much more. They have to. And Billy Gilmore has to come back in 100%. They were rubbish. Only red card, indeed. The only red card. And an absolute deserved one as well. More chance of an upset in the knockouts than Euros in a World Cup. I think that's probably right, yeah. The England team in 2010 and 2014 were filled with dross. In 2014, it was a poor team. In 2010, it was okay. Still had Gerrard, Lampard, Rooney. And England went into the 2010 World Cup having won every single match in qualifying. England were fancied in that tournament and had a great group as well. USA, Algeria, and Slovenia. Yes, it was Slovenia. And they only won one match. So, yeah. McTominay as a striker for Scotland is their best hope. I mean, they need to get him further forward. 100%. That was how they were most effective in qualifying, was when McTominay was further forward. Being able to box crash and things like that. They just need to sort out. A lot of people have given Steve Clarke a lot of plaudits, and he needs to now show why he's been getting those plaudits. Don't remind me of England. Side were too old. Yeah, they were. There was a bit of there was definitely some age in there. Yeah, I think it lacked again a little bit of good quality wingers. Like Joe Cole was still around then, and he was a bit over the hill, wasn't he? And Aaron Lennon and things like that. Aaron Lennon was never quite that quality. Remember the Iceland run? Yes. A basis of many of my arguments since as well. When people are, I think often people are too harsh on Southgate. I think he deserves criticism, but not as much. And I think the main thing people need to remember is remember England in 2016. Remember England losing 2-1 to Iceland at the Euros. Remember England in 2014 when they didn't win a group match and came last behind Costa Rica. Remember England in 2010 getting absolutely decimated by Germany in the last 16, having only won one of 3 group matches. Remember England in Euros 2008? Neither does anyone else, because they weren't there. Iceland's team was full of wrong uns. Yeah, well, yeah, that's another debate. I won't get into that one now. Clark looked lost without Lyndon Dykes. Yes. Yeah, I think their problems were far. I mean, I just don't know what they were ever planning. They were just sort of, again, yeah, you're absolutely right. Just hitting the ball up to no one. What, you think Shea Adams is going to win the ball against Jonathan Tah and Antonio Rudiger? It was just ridiculous. The most stupid game plan. I was so angry, and it's angering me now thinking about how badly Scotland were set up to play against Germany. in a match that they knew was coming for 6 months. Just ridiculous. Sigurdsson was later found innocent indeed. So again, it's sort of hard to make a judgment. I don't know the facts of what exactly happened and what's true and what's not true. So I'd rather not speculate. I don't think anyone expected Uruguay to go as far as they did in 2010. They could have made the final. I think a lot of the reason they went far, actually centres on the fact that the football itself was odd. The Jabulani was an odd football that really took flight. And it's not surprising to me that a team with 3 really good strikers was able to understand it quicker than a lot of the other teams at the tournament. Forlan, amazing. And who else was really good with the football? Germany, who had Miroslav Klose, had Thomas Muller, Podolski. And I think there's a little bit of weight to that argument that actually that's why Uruguay were good. Teams with good forwards at that tournament did well. And England under Emil Heskey. If England wins the Euros, does that guarantee Jude wins the Ballon d'Or? Probably. I don't think England will win the Euros though, sadly. Yeah. I think it also depends on how well Brazil do at the Copa. If Brazil also win, then probably Vinicius Junior. Yeah. Oh, 2 subs at half time for Croatia. Susic and Pasalic coming on. 2 midfielders. I don't know who they're taking off at this point. Hello, Adam Green. Hello. Jeez, Modric, it's time for a haircut. I love the Euros. We love the Euros here. We love it. Vinny winning Copa would clinch the Ballon d'Or. I think so too, but he's probably still got to have a good tournament. Right, let's add some text. Once I figured out who's come off. Mayer's come off, which I'm not surprised at all. That is huge, by the way. Why is that so big? Whoa. Why can't I grab hold of this text? Let's bring that right down. So Mayer off for Pasalic on, and also Brozovic off, which is a change I very much agree with, for Susic on. Whoops, forgot to write off. And let's bring that. Let's sort that. There we go. God, I'm so good at this. I'm like incredible. There we go. Here we go then. Second half. Croatia with 2 subs. They had to change something. They were terrible in the first half. Absolutely terrible, as I've got a very itchy shoulder blade all of a sudden. Albania really just need to keep doing what they're doing. Adam Green, thank you for the membership. Very much appreciated. Top man. Thank you for joining the membership. I'm looking forward to growing that side of things when I can, and giving more perks or things like that. Obviously, there's not really a lot in terms of perks that I offer at the minute. So apologies for that, but thank you for doing it anyway. I appreciate the support. It's something I definitely want to look to in the future. How are you? I'm good. I'm doing well. I've just come back from the Euros itself. I've been over in Germany. As my shoulder blade is itching again, which was great fun. Loved it over in Germany. I was in Frankfurt and Stuttgart. I saw Slovenia take on Denmark in Stuttgart, which was a dream come true, really. I loved it. I loved being there. I would be a member, however, poverty in it. You are a student, to be fair. You are a student. Big up the Euros, big up the World Cup. I've never been to Germany. I used to live in Germany. I've been to a lot of places in Germany now. This match is in Hamburg. I've been to Hamburg. It's a nice city. Big Hamburg fan. I'd like them to win the tournament. There's a good chance Germany will win the tournament. Germany are a good team. We're a lot of good players and a very, very nicely set up team. Albanian kit is fire. It's good, isn't it? It is one of the better ones. Long throw from Croatia. Just realised I haven't even done the... Oh dear. Right, let's see if I can fix the clock after the fact. I think if I stretch the clock... Nope, that's not what I want to do. Hang on. What about if I up the height to 400? Interact. Yeah, man. Let's go 49.0. In fact, let's go 48.55. Update time, resume. There we go. Oh, nailed it. Now I need to make that... Oh no, that's actually alright. How long were you a history teacher for? Around a year. It wasn't for me. Here's a fact. Every single goal has been scored by a different player. Yeah, I think that's a record, isn't it? That we're still waiting for the first two-time scorer. I think we'll probably get it in the next match. I think Germany playing Hungary. I wouldn't surprise me if one of the... I mean, there's so many different scorers. You'd expect one of Havertz or Wirtz or Musiala or Füllkrug to score. Was that the first time England played against Serbia in any football tournament? I'm not sure. Croatia, half chance here. Shot, good save. Not quite sure it was with a shot. Modric now on the edge. Kovacic. Croatia again. Albania defending their box. Stoically, has to be said. Left-hand side, Perisic. Ball into the box. Back post, headed over. Pasalac it was. On off the bench with the header over the bar. Yeah, the Albanian kit is nice. The Croatian one's not red enough either. It's not red enough. The whole back of it's white. Not good. Not enough checkers. And maybe that's why they're not playing well. I'm surprised he's not used Sosa more as well. I think it's very clear that Dalic just isn't a fan. And Stanisic either. He sort of used him begrudgingly against Spain and then has immediately dropped him. Nice play by Croatia. Kovacic, ball out wide, whipped into the box, back post. Pasalic back across goal. And I tell you what, if Dalic's hope was to win more headers, bringing on Pasalic has been the right call to make. Juranovic is not the answer. No pace or good crosses. Agreed. It should be Stanisic. I think that's if that was Gareth Southgate, I think we'd be saying he's got his favourites. That's what I think we'd be saying. And I think that's the case again. Has to be the first English Serbia. I'd think so. Serbia haven't qualified for many international tournaments since independence, so yeah, I can't remember England playing Serbia. To be fair, the children aspect of it was all right. Being a teacher, it was more the paperwork and the admin. Did you go to the Euro in France in 2016? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. And it's the Olympics, isn't it, in Paris in August? Oh, this is a good year. Shot from distance. Ooh, took a little nick. Keeper done well, though. And to be fair, Croatia have been better in the second half so far. Albania had to do a lot of defending earlier on here. Good to see Georgia make the finals for the first time ever. Brilliant. I've got a friend who's living out in Georgia at the moment, and he says the atmosphere is just electric. I think there's probably now a very strong chance they're going to finish with 3 defeats, but who cares? They've already made legacy, right? These are already heroes. Kramaric, left-hand side, lays it off. Perisic, right-footed cross, back post, headers 1, but it's wide. Pasalic again winning headers. That has been a very positive change by Darlic. Palicic has come on and won at least 3 headers in the first 9 minutes. He's proven to be a good option in terms of unlocking this defence. Surprised Croatia aren't doing better. Absolutely the same. They've been one of the biggest disappointments so far. And the tournament is beginning to get away from them. They can't really afford to lose this one. Modric giving the ball away again there. It's not really been his game, Modric, so far. And there is going to be a lot of Albanian hearts in mouths, I think, for this second half. A lot. Can Croatia find the route back into this match? Can they do it? Albania coming forward this time, left-hand side. Mitaj at left-back's had a great game. A really great game. Been excellent to watch, actually. His control in tight spaces, sublime. And Maya couldn't do anything, hence why he's been subbed off. Yeah, Croatia obviously really good in the last few tournaments, but it's not working out for him well here. Unfortunately, you have to deal with. Indeed. I have to deal with a chat instead. Sick of them. Nice build up from Croatia here, right hand side now. Ball's going to come in again. And Petkovic won the header. He was on the spin. Won it very weirdly in the air to be quite honest. Right hand side, ball comes in. Now Petkovic won it, comes off the defender. It's going to be a corner for Croatia. Modric, ball in. Corner kick. Ooh, Sutalo wins the header. Modric got his arms in the air. He can't believe he hasn't done better with it. Sutalo should score. He should score that. So he's written in the stars of Croatia and Serbia to win a cup because of what happened with the Yugoslavia disqualification in '92. We'll see. I think that's one of the biggest international football what ifs. What ifs? What if Yugoslavia had played at that tournament? Given the fact that Denmark won it. A lot of the big teams were not at their best. Kramaric left hand sides. Tries, can't do anything. Modric didn't win a header. Modric crossed the ball and Sutalo won the header. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be getting Italy in the final again this time around. Got Italy tomorrow night against Spain, which is going to be excellent. Really looking forward to that. Thinking of some of the great Euros games of our time, like the 2012 final between Spain and Italy. Do you remember Balotelli at Euro 2012? What a tournament! Low cross in. Modric with the shot from distance. Charge down. And some very nice tactical laying on the floor there to. He's gone down holding his stomach. The ball has definitely hit him in the thigh. Wow. Can Croatia find the route back, ladies and gentlemen? Is their tournament ebbing away? And later on tonight, are Hungary going to be able to stop Germany? Are they going to be able to do anything? Are Scotland going to be able to turn up again, or are Switzerland just too strong? Switzerland really good in the first game. Are they going to be too much for the Scottish? I think they probably will be. Got some really interesting narratives today. And none more so poignant than this. I reckon Italy will scam their way to the final again. Nah. I don't see it. They weren't very good the other night either, were they? They were. I think they lack firepower. We're trying to forget about that. Yeah, a little bit. It feels like, obviously it was years ago, but it does feel like years ago. Because of head-to-head rules for Euros, Croatia would need Spain to beat Italy, or else they're out. Yes. Yes, they would. Yeah, because they'll obviously need to beat Italy in the last match. Yeah. Yeah, because they won't be able to get ahead of Albania now. Right? God, it's hard working things out in your head. Oh. Italy-France final, I feel. A repeat of the 2006 FIFA World Cup. Who's going to headbutt someone? Who's the most likely to headbutt someone? I'm trying to think. There's no real head cases, to be honest. Yeah, next Euros in the UK and Ireland, which should be good. I really want to go to. I'd love to do Dublin or Belfast for that. Go to one of the games there. That'd be great. Yeah, that'll be good. Hmm. But we'll see. We shall see. Vardiol is just having a nightmare out there, isn't he? Albania off on the attack again, left hand side. Passing, edge of the area, looking for. Get shot away. Shot does get away. Good save by Livakovic. Handles it well. 63 minutes coming up on the clock. Half an hour-ish to go. And Croatia really, really, really need to. Silvinho on the touchline is great entertainment. He is great entertainment. He is kicking every ball. He's running up and down. This is excellent to see. Albania are about to make a change. Let's be ready on the text front. Sani's come off for Safari. Very good. Oh, don't make it bigger. And let's get that down there. Still a bit big, isn't it? Let's get a bit smaller. It's like snapping to there, so there we go. Euro 2032 in both Turkey and Italy. Yes, that'll be a great one. I again really hope I can get to Istanbul for that. Done the video about Turkey's road to finally hosting a tournament, so anywhere in Turkey for that will be wicked. As long as logistically it's good. And I tell you what, for those of you who haven't been to the Euros this time around, the trains in Germany are a disgrace. It is a disgrace. It's awful over there. Absolutely shocking for a country. I mean, I used to live in Germany and the trains were awful then, but you'd think they'd be better for a major tournament than you'd think they'd have enough capacity. Nope. Shocking. Constantly late, constantly delayed, not enough capacity to fit everyone on. It's a joke. Last time Croatia were this for, yeah, that Mexico game was awful. Bless me. It is a disgrace. Yeah, the transport, Deutsches Bahn, horrendous. Getting back from... Ooh. Again, Croatia's defending just shocking. Yeah, Croatia's defending shocking. Thought public transport in Germany was fantastic. Biggest myth in the world. It's rubbish. I used to live out there. It was terrible. For this Euros, it's, again, been problematic. Trying to get back from Stuttgart Stadium to Stuttgart City Centre. I was talking to some fans. It took them over 2 hours to get back. It's literally a 10-minute... Oh, shot wide. It's literally a 10-minute tram ride. And it was taking them over 2 hours. It was horrendous. And the England fans, even worse. Getting stranded in the middle of Gelsenkirchen. Because the trams would turn up every 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes for a tram that can only hold a few hundred people. Asia has the best public transport in the world. Middle East and East Asia. No idea Southeast Asia. I imagine in Southeast Asia it's probably not as good. It's especially given the geography makes it harder, doesn't it? The app and things like that were really good and really intuitive, and it was easy. I on the trains and stuff, I was watching the matches on my phone, like showing it with other fans and stuff. Um, yeah. Ooh, ball in. Keeper saves. Are Croatia going to find a route back in it? This is getting a bit dicey now, isn't it? They really need 2 goals. They really do. Can they find it? Ladies and gentlemen. Modric, ball out, right back. The public transport in Poland is brilliant. I've never been to Poland. I've been to a lot of European countries at this point, but I've never been to Poland. That was a good chance. Perisic, left hand side, beats his man, whips the cross in, back post. Pasalic is there, heads over the bar. And that's Petkovic's afternoon over. He's coming off. I think it's Budimir coming on. It is. Let's add that to the list. Petkovic off. Budimir on. Not been Petkovic's afternoon. Budimir, though, has yet to deliver in a Croatian shirt. This would be a hell of a moment to do so. He's been excellent in La Liga with Osasuna, scoring a lot of goals. He's yet to really show it for Croatia. This would be a hell of a moment to announce himself. Still wonder what Wales could have done in the 2018 World Cup. I don't think it would have been a lot, to be honest. I don't think it would have been a lot. Ooh. As great as they were at Euro 2016, of course, but I do believe that was sort of a magical one-off tournament more than a beginning of a, you know. When did England previously play against Slovenia? 2010 World Cup, we played them. Beaten 1-0, Jermaine Defoe. HR Vizak. Is that how you pronounce his name? I know you mean the Croatian content creator. Cannot stand Budimir. Fair enough. I get it. He hasn't really performed for them, has he? Maybe he can change his minds here. Maybe. Ball whipped in, corner kick, headed away. Mm-mm-mm. 70th minute now. Time is trickling away. Croatia's tournament is ticking away. Another sub for Albania. Albania, who is it coming on? I think it's Jasula, the Darmstadt centre back, I believe. I don't know whether I don't know if Albania are going to switch to a 5. We shall see. Do you have anywhere I can send you my more in-depth predictions as they are screenshots? Oh! Nice bit of play there. Budimir gives the ball away though, and then kind of ruins the attack. I don't know, to be honest. I think long term, I think it's very clear that I need to create a Discord for things like this because it'd be great to be able to discuss these in depth. I mean, obviously, I'm on Twitter or X or whatever. But yeah, I think longer term, I need to think about setting up a Discord for a discussion like this. It's something I need to figure out. The goal scorer is coming off. Lacey. The goal scorer is coming off, and it is for Jasula, the centre back. So it does look like they're going to be going for a 4 at the back. Sorry, a 5 at the back. Bum. Yeah. And Discord, I think, is something I want to do. And something that would be good. Because I don't really want to have to grow my Twitter and things like that. Oh, are you spoiling it, Encore? Are you spoiling a moment I'm about to have? I've just seen Albania take a very weak shot. It's a fairy, it was. Modric on the ball, past the halfway line, dribbling it forward, patiently. Kovacic now in the middle. Coming forward. 1 pass, 2 pass. Kramaric, surely he's going to score. Great finish. Croatia 1, Albania 1. And there we have it. On his birthday, no less. Albania have finally been broken down. They got caught a little bit there. They had 4 men on a counter-attack and kind of wasted it. Safari gave the ball away. Just a poor shot to the keeper. And I'm not sure it is. It's the right back who gets caught out. Hysaj just steps up. I don't really know why he steps up. But take nothing away from the finish from Kramaric. Straight through the legs of Hysaj. And Croatia 1, Albania 1. The tournament is not over yet for Vatneri. Oh. Sorry for telling you I predicted Croatia to win the whole thing. That's okay. That is okay. Croatia needed that. And it's now to see how Albania can react. Because they were excellent in the first half, created a lot of chances, and Croatia... Oh my words. Pasalic should have rounded the keeper. Just sort of got the ball caught underneath him. That should have been 2-1 Croatia. And Albania just need to regain a little bit of composure. Find more of the rhythm they had in the first half. Goal. Okay, something's going to happen. I'm seeing some yeses. I do believe that Croatia may be about to turn the game on its head. And out of nowhere, it looks like Croatia have turned it around. Kovacic on the ball on the centre circle. Plays it, I think, to Susic or Gradio. Nice ball in behind. Budimir. Back across goal. Oh, is that an own goal? Was that an own goal? I think Sucic got the last Croatian touch, but I don't think he's the one that put it in. It's 2-1 to Croatia, and just like that, the team that you can never count out. You can never count out Croatia. Ever have turned this game on their head. And you have to wonder, Albania bottle jobs, you have to wonder, was bringing on a defender and changing from a back 4 to a back 5 really the best idea from Silvino? They're complaining about a foul in the build-up. That's not going to be given. That was a good moment by Budimir. I mean, it's such... Such an unlucky own goal. It's very similar to the Czech one. Wow, that's going to cost Albania the tournament. I questioned it, didn't I, at the time? It looks like they're going to a five at the back. Was that the right option? I don't think it was. They were containing them fine enough as it was. I think switching to a five back just put them even more under pressure, and it meant they couldn't get out because they didn't have the outlets that they had previously. Albania now need Italy to beat Spain, yeah, and that's almost certainly not going to happen. I feel for Welbeck, really. He's a good player. I mean, to be fair to Danny Welbeck, he's had a very long career in the Premier League, hasn't he? So you can't say he's not managed to make the most out of his career. Croatia's made up for it. They certainly have. A nation you can never, ever, ever rule out. Turn it around. Slovenia is treating Croatia like they lose the ball all the time, like Turkey. Yeah. It's such a shame. It's such a shame, but I do feel that has cost them. And Jarsula, by the way, has come on and is having an absolute disaster class out there. There's a chance here he might end up getting sent off because he's looking incredibly frustrated. Sosa's about to come on now. I don't know if that's going to be for Perisic or not. We're going to see the free kick first. Yeah, Darlich, master long game tactician. He's been there and done it. Bye-bye, Albania. Could be. Oh! Budimir there, nearly having a chance. He's been... Budimir's played well since coming on, to be fair to him. Provided a lot more than Petkovic has. I was sat next to some Swedish guys at the Slovenia game who were sad that the first Euros they was able to go to, they couldn't see their nation. Yeah, Croatia's been... They have been better in the second half, and that was evident straight from the first whistle, really. And I think what was so key was Pasalic coming on and winning headers, winning duels. And it just gave Albania another dimension to think about. Perisic coming inside, crossing, back post. What a delivery. And again, a great clearance by Mitaj for Albania, who has been sublime at left back, to be fair. Mitaj has been excellent. And that was an excellent clearance. 80th minute on the clock. Can Albania, after being in front for so long, find a way back in? Not if they're giving the ball away like that. Budimir, just about gives it away. Ball forward, Albania. Oh, it's good defending that time by Sitalo. I'll take Darlich at Newcastle if/when Howe is sacked. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Darlich does next, really. He was in... It wouldn't surprise me if he ends up in Saudi Arabia again, to be honest. It can often be hard to translate international to domestic football. I agree. I don't know why Modric is still on the pitch. I think there's like an aura that he sort of has to be on the pitch. But actually, I think it'd be better for Croatia to manage his minutes a bit better so he's more effective in the fewer minutes he's on the pitch. Wow. Albania now, left-hand side. I don't think Sosa's come on yet. Don't think I've missed that. Perisic very calmly passing the ball back to the keeper. Albania have not yet realised that they need to charge down Livakovic. Elseed Highsage has got to book him. Is there another twist in this game yet? Is there one more twist in this tale? Or are Albania probably out? Probably our first team out. Mitaj again. Just press resistant. You cannot press him. They also need to get on. Surely they need to get on Armando Broja. Sosa coming on now, as well as Baturina. Croatia have now made all 5 of their subs. Perisic. Oh, I've just cleared one, haven't I? Have I? No, I haven't. Okay. Perisic off. Sosa on. And Kramaric, who really changed the match, to be fair to him. Probably the best player for Croatia since the start off. And how do we spell that? Baturina on. Oops, not 2 U's. And let's just fit that in there very nicely. And there we go. There's something in you that brings the best out of... Oh, they've made subs now. Is that Broja come on? No, it isn't. Is Broja injured? So Manaj is off. And Castrati is on. And who was the other one? Ramadani off. Daku on. Oh, it wasn't Castrati on. Obviously, he's the keeper. Sorry, I can't read. Okie dokie, there we go. Big celebrations in the... Yeah, why is he not using Broja? Really odd. How will probably end up with the England job? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Croatia are playing so similar to Portugal last night. Yeah, it is quite similar actually, isn't it? That's a good comparison. That defending by Mitaj was excellent. He's been my man of the match for Albania. Broja isn't injured. I don't know why he's not been subbed in. Beggars belief. I mean, he's a little bit out of form. I don't know if he's even scored a goal this year, to be honest, but... Your tournament's about to be over. You know, you bring in your star players, surely. How is your day going? Very well, thank you. How is your day going? How are you enjoying the tournament? How isn't that bad? Yeah, but England could do better, I believe. I'll tell you what I really want as England manager. A Maurizio Pochettino, that's who I'd have. Southgate should take an exec in the FA and become an advisor. That's not the worst idea. I think in terms of how he's transformed the whole sort of national team and surrounding it, I think he'd be really good as like a director of football role. I'd love to have Bro you at Derby. Well, I'd rather have Peterborough in the Championship than Derby, but there we go. We don't always get what we want. It's been crazy, especially Turkey versus Georgia. Yeah, hell of a match. Really, really good one. That it's really good just seeing two sides proper go at it, proper go for it. I mean, Georgia brought their keeper out, which is just brilliant, and some great goals in that one too. Oh, Modric wide. And Mikhail Dutzy. Is that how we pronounce it? Mikhail's. I can't remember how I pronounce it. But Georgia's striker is excellent. Is that right? Interested. Greece definitely needed a change. Um, Good players there in that Greek team. Should have done better. To be fair, in a very tough qualifying group, obviously having the France and the Netherlands, but they were better than Ireland, I suppose. Who themselves are changing manager, probably going to hire Willie Sagnol, funnily enough, of Georgia after this tournament. But surprised and interested would be my answer to that. We've missed Greece being a strong international team for a while now. Ho, ho, ho. Gus Poyet. Oh, Croatia on the Albania on the move. Chance shot from distance. Good save. Livakovic spilt it, but he got away with it. Daku was running in. The flag was up anyway, but I mean, Jesus Christ, Livakovic. Living dangerously or what? Gus Poyet, yeah, should have. I mean, absolutely. They were so poor in that Georgia match. Lots of good players named Dominic or Dominic. Yeah, yeah. Although Livakovic is not having the best game today. Will you be streaming the other games today? No, I won't. I'll be back tomorrow for Slovenia Serbia at the same time. If you go on the live tab, you can turn the notifications on for when I go live. I actually have one of the very few girlfriends who actually are very interested in the football and want to watch it together. So, yeah. Greece Euro 2004, one of the best surprises ever, one of my favourite stories ever, and I just love that tournament. It was just brilliant. Uh, I'm glad Georgia came instead of Greece. The Greeks would have sat back for ages. Yeah, Georgia have gone for it. Do fear for them now, though. I don't think they're going to beat either Portugal or Czech Republic. So, yeah. I mean, losing to the Faroe Islands is really quite something. I mean, it's not even a proper country, so just a small island in Denmark. Oh, sorry, a small island off Denmark. I'd quite like to go, to be fair. I wonder if you can get a boat from Scotland to Faroe Islands. How can a pillow? I knew you'd pipe up. How can a pillow be interested in football? Very good. I think the strongest argument I have is that I could not afford this house with just one salary. Even with this year's it looked better than 2004 Greece. Great story, but very Bolton-esque football. I mean, both of them had Stelios Giannakopoulos, so maybe it was very Bolton football. Although, to be fair, Bolton football at that time, I mean, JJ Okocha, Stelios Giannakopoulos, Gary Speed, Ivan Campo. Put some respect on their name. Yeah, I think he will be better. Gus Poyet was a big disappointment. Really, chance for Albania. Great defending. Shot. Oh, it just won't go. It goes over the bar. It's not happening for Albania. And it looks like they're heading out. It won't be known yet until the last game, but it's almost certain that they will be going out. Wimbledon. All right, yeah, that's fair enough. Although they weren't quite as crazy, were they? The Greeks weren't as foul play as the crazy game. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have enjoyed the stream and you wouldn't mind leaving a like, that would be very, very kind. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel and would like to do so, feel free. You can also become a member of the channel if you want to. You don't have to. It costs money. If you have the money you want to give, that would be very kind. If you don't, that's absolutely fine. But I should probably do those things as a content creator. So there we go. There's the first and only time I'm going to say that. Last chance saloons then for Albania. Can they find a goal to keep their hopes alive? I don't think so, but we shall see. They were excellent in the first half. In the second half, they couldn't find a way out, really. They were really under the cosh straight from the start. He's simping for likes again. Yeah, I'm always doing that. Oh! It's in! Albania have found the goal! They've done it! Oh my word! 94 minutes on the clock. I can't even believe it. Guardiola's got his head in his hands. Croatia have thrown it away. Albania are level. Oh my word, I didn't see it coming. It's 2-2. Wow! Down the left-hand side. No one tracks the runner. Cut back across goal. And the finish is just perfect. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And it's Jasula. I was moaning when he came on. Wow. Yeah, make sure you like. Really important. Really important. I can stop being like those streamers that are like, you're all brokies if you don't like or something. I don't really watch other streamers. But I've seen some of those videos where they start saying they're poor or whatever. This is unbelievable, by the way. Who saw that? Can Albania win it? They're now hanging on. Incredible. And what that means is, for both Croatia... Nice! 1-2! Oh, the shot. What a mental end to this game. Croatia have got the chance here. Modric driving forward. He loses it. It's going to be a yellow card. I'm not sure who to, but was someone for Albania. He sort of broke the attack up. It's Jasula, of course it is. What on earth? They took each other out. Wow, Jasula just did the best tactical foul I think I've ever seen. The goal is to eliminate both of them. Yeah, I mean realistically, this result's not great for either side, but it does keep them alive. It will mean that Albania are going to have to go and beat Spain, which is going to be. Hang on, it's not done yet. Coming through the centre. Oh, the pass was poor, and it's into the keeper's hands. This has been a ridiculous end. Yeah, it's not ideal for both. Albania will have to beat Spain, and Croatia will have to beat Italy in order to go through. But it certainly makes tomorrow's game between Spain and Italy interesting. Because if Spain defeat Italy, then they're good. They've won the group. They can completely rest in their last game. They can sub off everyone and do that. It's full time here, 2-2. Absolutely absurd end to this game. Absolutely. Modric is in disbelief. Albania are celebrating, and absolutely right too. What a result this is. Let's not forget what we're witnessing here. An Albania side that are very surprisingly at this tournament have just got a last-minute draw against the World Cup bronze medalists. This is a massive result. This is a massive result. And now that match between Spain and Italy becomes so important. If either Spain win or Italy win, they're through. They've topped the group. If it's a draw, that's then going to be very tough for both Croatia and Albania to get through. But yeah, both Croatia and Albania now have to win their last game in order to have any chance of qualifying for the next round. Which is going to be tricky for both of them. And Croatia look defeated. They're going to have to go again. They look absolutely downtrodden. Wow. 2-2, ladies and gentlemen, in our first game of the day later on today. Obviously, Germany versus Hungary, and then on to Scotland versus Switzerland in Group A. It's going to be very interesting. As for the stream, we will be back again tomorrow for the record. We'll be back again for Serbia versus Slovenia. Predictions for the other games today, I will tell you when I find out what I put earlier. I've gone 3-0 Germany and 2-1 Switzerland. Later today. I'd love Croatia to host the tournament at some point. Same. Because I'd love to go. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, we have been live for over 2 hours now. Thank you so much for joining me on this stream. It's been brilliant. And I'm looking forward to coming back tomorrow when we're going to watch Slovenia take on Serbia. Both sides will need a win, really. That's both sides are going to view that game as the one they can get a victory from. So again, similar to today. So I'm expecting a very, very interesting game, to say the least. So join me then. Join me tomorrow, same time. We'll begin live around 15 minutes beforehand. You can head to the live tab now and click notify me, which will mean you'll get a notification when I am live to come and watch along with me. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night. God bless. Enjoy the rest of